Sure could use a drink.
Hello Internet and welcome to another adventure of Mr. Jammy B'Stard, the luckiest son of a bitch who's ever walked the Mojave wasteland. Okay, in our last adventure, what we did, we excused Veronica yet again, and we met up with this young lady, Cass, who used to be the owner of Cassidy Caravans. But unfortunately, Cassidy Caravans got attacked and wiped out, and we figured out who's behind it. It's corrupt NCR governors acting with the Van Graff family, who run the Silver Rush. Now, for Cassidy's quest, what we need to do, we need to find evidence from both the Crimson Caravan Company office and from the Silver Rush back office. But we're not going to do that at the moment. Instead, what we're going to do, we are going to collect the last of the snow globes for Mr. House. And then after that, I don't know. Well, where we get the last snow globe is at a settlement called Jacobstown. I suppose we could always help out around there. But when we get the last of the snow globes, we're turning them into Mr. House, and also possibly turn in the platinum chip. But there is a problem with that. We could end up pissing off Caesar's Legion. I don't really want to do that just yet because I want to use their Dropbox twice more before pissing them off. Also turn in the quest to what's her face, Matri, that grows back woman that we're keeping an eye on for Vulpus. Could also do a little bit more exploring and discover some more locations. H&H Tool Company. No, I think this is west side. West side, west entrance. Because there are a couple of slums to New Vegas. There's Freeside, which we already know about, and then there's West Side, which is like Freeside, but shall we say a little less chaotic. There's a house up here we can duck into. The second we leave it, we're going to be attacked by fiends. Is it this house? I don't think it is it? No, it's not. Or is it that one over there? I think it's that one, this one we're coming up to. Ah. Disarmed. dump in here for a little bit. Usual 8 hours. Okay. How that does it, salad? That's my status. Yeah, green across the board. Check out the All-American. Of course, we're going to be attacked by fiends the second we leave. Any star bottle caps? Got mantis, gecko, steak. What the hell is he firing at? So many bloody gangs in this city. Right, okay. Let's fast travel to that caravan and we'll make our way to Mount Charleston from there. Mantids. There's a ranger station over there.
That how you want to play, huh?
Cazadors.
Serving up.
Cazador. Okay, get out of here. At least they're not giant cazadors, like in Zion Valley. A couple of episodes ago I was hunting one of those giant yogwais. Next thing I know, I got swarmed. There it is. Jacobstown. Yep. Those are super mutants.
Welcome to Jacobstown, human. You're free to walk around. Just don't stare at the Nightkin. They don't like people looking at them. And if you're NCR, keep it to yourself. They're not popular around here.
And Marcus, of course, is voiced by Michael Dorn, who played Worf in Star Trek The Next Generation and Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Marcus also appears in Fallout 2. He is a companion for the Chosen One, who was sent to find a Gek, the Garden of Eden creation kit, to save the tribal village of Arroyo. Okay. Are there any town rules I need to know about?
Same as any civilized town. Don't start any fights or steal anything. We'll treat you fair. Not a lot to ask.
I have some questions about Jacobstown.
Such as?
I'd like to know about you.
Was part of a super mutant army. Ran a town, walked the wasteland with a tribal. Now I'm here.
Super mutant army?
Long story, so here's the short version. The Master created the super mutants and Nightkin. The Master thought he could unify everyone. No more differences, no more war. It didn't end well.
You were a mayor?
Town was Broken Hills. Bunch of super mutants, humans, and ghouls all living together peacefully. Well, most of the time.
Tell me more about the tribal.
We were looking for a Gek to save the village of Arroyo. Eventually, we did. Nuked an oil rig in the process. We went separate ways after that. I went east into the Rockies, looking for other mutants like myself. Don't know what happened to my friend. I got a feeling it turned out all right in the end.
Talk about something else?
All right.
What's wrong with the Nightkin?
Nightkin suffers schizophrenia from the stealth boys they're always using. One of the reasons I settled Jacobstown was so they could be cured. While they're in town, the Nightkin aren't allowed to have stealth boys, so their craziness doesn't get worse. Trouble is, the Nightkin don't like being visible either. They don't take being exposed too well.
Why do some of the super mutants here dislike the NCR?
A lot of bad blood between super mutants and humans. Goes back years. Some here still got the scars and memories. Me? I don't really have a problem with the NCR. Set their sights a little too high sometimes, but they try. Legion? That's another story.
What do you know about the Legion?
Kaisar thinks he can change human nature. Most of the Legion is following Kaisar, not Kaisar's ideals. When he's gone, it'll crumble. Might not happen overnight. Might take a few decades, but it'll happen. Basic human nature. Greed, ambition, jealousy. We'll see to it.
What makes the NCR too ambitious?
They expand. Fast. If you got land they want, they'll take it. Eventually. Did it out west, they'll do it here. They keep rolling over people. They'll regret it. That's how revolutions start.
Do you have any dealings with New Vegas?
Not really. Heard it's a paradise in the wasteland. Never been there myself. Doubt they'd let a mutant in. Amazes me people would come from all over the waste to throw away everything they've got in that town.
Anything else you can tell me about the NCR?
Seen them grow from a single town, Shady Sands, into the Republic. They've done good for the most part.
Let's talk about something else.
All right.
So questions about Jacobstown? What's the history of this place?
Was a resort pre-war. I renamed it to Jacobstown after an old friend. Died a long time ago. I figured us mutants needed a place to call our own. Town's far enough away from humans so they don't bother us much. One of these days I'm hoping we can trade with the rest of the wasteland. No more fighting, just get along.
How does the town support itself?
Bighorners. Good eating. And we can trade the hides. Got a lot of wild ones around here, so it's easy to restock the herd.
No more questions.
See you.
We've got some bungalows over there we can loot. So let's go loot them now. Quite a nice place to put our heads down. Cola victory. Nothing in here. Not much. And a service rifle. Yeah, I'll have that. Who the hell was this guy trying to kid? So obviously cheating. Star bottle cap. Speaking of which, how many of those do we have? 31. Okay. Let's go inside the lodge, get that snow globe.
Another human. One was enough. Bother someone else. I don't want anything to do with you.
What do you do here?
I represent the Nightkin. Marcus may lead this town, but the Nightkin listen to what I have to say. Doesn't mean I don't respect Marcus for what he's trying to do. However, he doesn't truly understand the difficulties of being a Nightkin.
Who's the other human you mentioned?
Dr. Henry, he's one of you. Go speak with him instead of me.
Do you got a problem with humans?
Humans are always staring at things. We Nightkin don't like being stared at. Is uncomfortable.
How does that make you different? Well, how does that make you different from some humans?
It is different. Right now, I'm trying very hard to remain civil, and you're not making it easy with your incessant questions. Finally.
Yes, last snow globe. Before we're going to talk to this person here. This is Dr. Henry.
At one of them casinos. I assume this is about something important? You're interrupting my research.
Surprised to find another human here.
I prefer the solitude, and having a bunch of super mutants around tends to keep things safe and quiet.
So you're a scientist?
Yes, specializing in neuroscience, both human and canine. Of course, this lab is nothing compared to what I had when I was with the Enclave.
We just got a prompt. We've unlocked an audio log from Eddie. So, canine neuroscience? Enlighten me.
Cyberdogs and the like. It's not a field I work in much anymore.
You were with the Enclave?
Yes, but the leadership and I didn't see eye to eye, so I left. It was the right decision, since the Enclave's oil rig was destroyed not long after.
About something else?
If
So, what are you working on at the moment?
the Nightkin have varying degrees of mental instability due to their addiction to stealth boy use. I've been trying to come up with a cure. I'm currently investigating the local Night Stalker population, since they seem to have developed a natural stealth field. I've also gotten my hands on a working Stealth Boy Mark II prototype, but that experiment is riskier. I'd rather not pursue that research just yet.
Does Stealth Boy use hurt humans?
It's possible, but I've yet to see any hard evidence or hear of any cases where humans were negatively affected. Its negative effects are more pronounced on Nightkin.
Why is the Stealth Boy Mark II riskier?
The stealth field has been modulated to use less power and thus last longer, but for some reason it has pronounced negative effects on the user. However, these pronounced effects will allow me to pinpoint exactly what parts of the brain they're affecting. Unfortunately, I'll need to run the test on a live subject, and Marcus has encouraged me to investigate the Night Stalker mutation first.
Yeah, why are you helping the Nightkin?
Because Marcus asked me to, and because it's a reason for me to get up in the morning. I'd like to get one more grand accomplishment done.
Anything I can do to help?
I'm not convinced that the Night Stalker mutation is a natural one, and I need someone to investigate their lair for proof. Some of the super mutants have looked around as well, but they've come back empty-handed. Perhaps a pair of fresh eyes will have better luck. Lily might be interested in coming with you. She's lost a few of her bighorners to Night Stalker attacks, and would enjoy a little revenge.
What makes you think the Night Stalker mutation isn't natural?
I've compared the brain chemistry of a Nightkin to one of the local Night Stalkers we killed. They both exhibit similar neurochemical changes. Now, I'm not claiming that Night Stalkers are running around wearing stealth boys, mind you. I just don't think it's all a coincidence. Yes.
Subject E, diagnosis complete. Begin recording. My name is Whitley. I'm a researcher at Adams Air Force Base. Until recently, I was in charge of the Duraframe Reinforcement Project for the combat model iBots.
Continue.
iBot Duraframe Subject E is both the prototype and the last functional model in this test group. I was prepared to make several significant upgrades to the machines. However, as the project was canceled and all Duraframe assets are being diverted to Hellfire armor, I am sending this model to the Navarro outpost.
Continue.
If you're listening to this log from one of our Enclave outposts in Chicago, give this unit whatever repairs it needs so it can continue to Navarro.
Now, it mentioned Adams Air Force Base in the audio log. That is a callback to Fallout 3's DLC Broken Steel, which I like to call Fallout 3 Epilogue, because when Fallout 3 was first released, a lot of gamers didn't like the ending to it. Because, well, Fallout 3, without the DLC, just ends like any other Fallout game. You do the thing to complete the main quest, and you get a slideshow, basically displaying all the choices you made. And a lot of gamers, myself included, hated that. No, we wanted it to go on. So a DLC was produced to just basically make the game open-ended, like Elder Scrolls, basically. I like to call it Fallout 3 Epilogue, and the final mission you do in Broken Steel, you destroy the Enclave's base at Adams Air Force Base. Now, we were suggested that we go talk to this Nightkin over here, This is Lily.
Jimmy! Little Jimmy! My, how you're grown up! So good of you to come visit your grandma.
Who's Jimmy?
Oh, Jimmy, don't you go being silly now. Come over here and give your grandma some sugar.
Never mind. Let's talk about something else.
Of course, Jimmy.
I'm looking into the Night Stalker mutation. Want to come along with me?
Oh no, dearie. 3 makes a crowd.
Goodbye.
Talk to you soon, dear.
Oh yes, because we can have Lily as another companion. Ooh. Got 11 grand.
Got a problem. Could use your help. Been having trouble with NCR mercs harassing the town, and they just showed up again.
How do you know the mercenaries work for the NCR?
Guess I can't say for sure if they're NCR. Wherever they are, they want us dead or gone.
How have they been harassing their town?
Killing our bighorners, shooting at the lodge, that sort of thing. It's getting hard to keep people from retaliating.
What do you want me to do about it?
You're human. They might be willing to listen to what you have to say. Maybe. I'm not asking you to kill them. Just talk them into leaving. Hell, pay them off if you have to.
I'll see what I can do.
Thanks.
Yeah,
See.
if they're mercs, just pay them. All they care about in the end of the day is the money.
Our business is with the muties, not you.
What do you want with Jacobstown?
Just doing what I'm paid to do. Harass the muties until they leave or attack us. If they leave, we'll let them go. If they attack, we wipe them out. Either way, the job's not done until they're cleared out of the town.
Who are you doing this for?
Won't name names, but some important folks in the NCR are sick of muties attacking their Brahmin herds. They want them gone from NCR territory. Maybe this group had something to do with attacking Brahmin, maybe not. Doesn't matter. We're getting paid to make them go away.
I hear you're mercenaries. Will caps make you go away?
We're still owed half, 2,500 caps. Pay up and we'll be on our way. If you're short, maybe you can get the money from the muties.
I'll sort it. Pay them. Here's your money.
A deal's a deal. We'll be on our way.
Of course, we could have used a speech prompt, but let's make things a bit more realistic. Anyway, we get 2 grand for each snow globe.
Something on your mind?
You won't have any trouble with those mercenaries.
Good. Glad you didn't kill them. Letting them walk away proves we're not bloodthirsty mutants. If NCR or anybody else is looking for an excuse to attack Jacobstown, they're not gonna get it from us.
Hey, quick question. That Keen guy, what's his deal?
Smart, charismatic, and hell of a mean streak. Doesn't care for humans, prefers fighting them to talking. He's got a lot of pull with Nightkin, though. He talks, they listen. Was hoping he could draw the Nightkin to Jacobstown. Keen is saner than most, but I know he's thinking of going his own way again. He's aggressive, impatient, can't stand sitting around.
Why does Keen want to leave?
Because of a promise, one I haven't been able to keep. The Nightkin all suffer from schizophrenia. It's the stealth boys they use, used to use. Nightkin have a hard time being seen like normal folks. Can't stand it. A few already left to try and find more stealth boys. Miserable situation. They either stay here and suffer, or dig up stealth boys and lose their minds. Not much of a choice.
Right, okay, let's get up to that Night Stalker cave and find whatever it is that Dr. Henry wants me to find. Where's this cave entrance then? Oh, there it is. Quartz. Okay. Cat's eye.
Let's kick this in gear.
Swallow blood. Stalker egg. Good. Now there's a super sludge around here called Oh Baby. Got to go deeper into the cave first. Is it up here?
And then the time for
I've been poisoned. Big corner. Dead Night King. Chewed stealth ball. Yeah, I can carry that. Oh baby. Fast travel back to Jacobstown. Open this dungeon. Got one. Skills. Sights. 79. Right. Let's get back to Dr. Henry.
Is there something else I can do for you?
I found a chewed up stealth boy in the Night Stalker lair.
There's still power, but the casing is cracked. I'm astonished that exposure to the stealth radiation could induce mutations so rapidly. More importantly, this explains why my research into this group of Night Stalkers hasn't come up with a cure for the Nightkin. There's only one avenue left for me. I need to run the Mark II test on Lily. It's the only way.
Why Lily and not some other Nightkin?
Lily is eccentric, certainly, but I've never felt she was dangerous. More importantly, she asked if she could help me in some way. I've told her about the risks, and she still insists on helping me.
What are the risks of the experiment?
Possibly immediate and permanent metal damage. There's a reason the Stealth Boy Mark IIs never got beyond the prototype stage. Lily already has a pre-existing condition, and the experiment will likely make things worse for her.
I'll talk to Lily then.
I'll be waiting.
Naughty children run from the punishment, but we'll find Betty. Won't we, Leo?
Do you still want to help Dr. Henry run his experiment?
Of course, dearie. I know it's dangerous, but it'll all turn out for the best. You'll see. I'll go to him now. It would be rude to keep him waiting.
Okay, up she goes. Cass, will you get out the way? Foolish girl.
Hey.
Who are you?
Huh. I'd heard there were new people in town, but I thought it was more super mutants. Nice to meet ya. I'm Calamity.
You have an interesting name.
Thank you. Change names and jobs every decade or so just to keep things interesting. I picked Calamity this time because it sounded nice. Never really done much science stuff till now. I'm pretty good at it. Or so Dr. Henry tells me.
What do you do here?
Most of the time, I'm Dr. Henry's research assistant. We're looking into ways to cure I'm also handy with tools. And once in a while I venture down into the valley to trade the big horner hides and meat for supplies.
Does anyone other than super mutants come up this way?
Prospectors looking for salvage, usually. They always run when they see the mutants. The great Khans come this way once in a while, but they keep their distance. I think they're mostly keeping an eye on us.
I need something repaired.
Let me take a look.
Why have I got that? Get rid of that. What you got for sale?
All right.
Not much. Super stim pack, get rid of that.
Another satisfied customer. Bye.
The equipment is hooked up and ready. We can start the test as soon as you give me the go-ahead.
Go ahead and start the test.
Very well. Please stand back. I don't want any erroneous readings. You're welcome to stay and observe if you want, though. All right, power on the stealth boy, Lily.
Turning it on. Feels strange. Strange but good.
Interesting. Try thinking aggressive thoughts now. Think about smashing a rad scorpion.
Lily smash! Yeah!
How are those readings looking, Calamity?
Stealth field is unstable and scrambling things. The reading says gamma wave activity is 0, but that can't possibly be right. Gamma wave activity is 0. That can't be right. Must be a result of the interference.
All right, we're done here. Go ahead and power the stealth boy down, Lily.
Oh, I liked having it on.
I'll get back to you on that in a moment, once I've analyzed the results.
Well, well, congratulations on getting the Mark II prototype functional, Doctor. Now, just hand it over, and we'll be on our way. My request is perfectly reasonable. Give us the stealth boy specs, and there will be no need for us to splatter the room with your insides.
What you do in the wasteland affects all the mutants here, but you didn't think about that, did you?
No, I didn't. Not until now, anyway. Very well, human. You've made your point, and I withdraw my request.
Take some mutants.
Nice work with the Nightkin. I've never seen anyone able to talk their kind out of anything once they had their mind set to it. I got a lot of useful data from the experiment, and am a lot closer to a cure than before. It's occurred to me that this brief test might not yield a cure anytime soon. However, if Lily were to continue to wear the prototype...
Bollocks. Let me think about this.
I understand.
Okay. Programmer's Digest it is.
Have you come to a decision on Lily?
The neuropeptide stimulators on a Night Stalker brain. Results should be similar to a live brain.
That's brilliant. Simple yet elegant. I can't believe I didn't think of that. Is there something else I can do for?
How goes your research for a Nightkin cure?
Promising, but I won't be able to synthesize the drug anytime soon. I really should get back to my work.
Okay, let's head back to Vegas. We got what we came for. Where are the thugs?
Move along.
Now we're gonna get the final snow globe. Believe it or not, it's in the Lucky 38.
Where to, partner?
The cocktail lounge, please, Victor. And there it is, behind the cash register. The Mount Charleston snow globe. Nellis Air Force Base snow globe. The test site snow globe. The strip snow globe. What else is up here? Pre-war money. Bobby pin. It's all pre-war money. Oh, hello. Take the plastic explosives. gives me an idea for next episode.
Let's roll out then.
So, they weren't allowed in the cocktail lounge. Okay, go for presidential suite. There's Veronica. Okay, here we go. Penthouse. We're gonna save. Jane.
Mr. House is just pleased as punch you got those old Securitrons back online, sugar.
I've got some snow globes from Mr. House's collection.
You do? Why, that's just wonderful. I'll take them and put them with the rest of the collection.
Hey, Computer Odo.
I take it you've come to deliver the platinum chip?
Here you go, Computer Odo.
Such a small thing, isn't it? And yet so capacious, so very dear. Decades of hiring salvagers out west to search for this little relic in the ruins of a place called Sunnyvale. Back then, anyway. That's where the chip was printed. On October 22nd, 2077. It was to have been hand-delivered to me here at the Lucky 38 the next day. But the bombs fell first. Suffice it to say, the delivery was never made.
So, what happens next?
A great deal shall be happening. A cascade of events with you taking a central role. At the moment, however, all you need to do is take the elevator all the way down to the bottom level. What you see there will help you understand the significance of what you accomplished at the fort. Step closer to the demonstration area, if you would. I expect you're well familiar with my Securitrons by now. The titanium alloy housing that protects its electronic core deflects small arms and shrapnel easily enough. Its X-25 Gatling laser, produced to spec by Glassinghouse Inc., is deadly against soft targets at medium range. And for close-range suppression or crowd control, the Securitron is armed with a 9mm submachine gun. All of this you probably already knew. What you did not know is that these are the Securitron's secondary weapons. All this time, my Securitrons have had to get by running the Mark I operating system, which lacked software drivers for their primary weapons. Today, with the delivery of the Platinum chip, all that changes. Behold, for the first time, Securitrons running the Mark II OS. The M235 missile launcher gives the Securitron the ability to engage ground and air targets at significantly longer ranges. And a rapid-fire G-28 grenade launcher ensures the Securitron is deadly in close-range engagements. The software upgrade also includes drivers for the Securitron's highly sophisticated on-board auto-repair systems.
That's where House is.
Altogether, the Mark II software upgrade confers a 235% increase in combat effectiveness per unit. The city of New Vegas finally has soldiers worthy of protecting it. Return to the penthouse now. We have much to discuss. Trips to the basement are rarely so educational, don't you think? I've since broadcast the upgrade to every Securitron in range of my transmitters, and I must say, it's causing quite a stir down on the strip.
I'll be on my way then, Mr. House.
No. You'll want to hear this out. The foundation is laid. My Securitrons on the Strip are upgraded, and those at the fort ready for action. Now it's just a matter of adjusting the attitudes of some lesser groups while we wait for Caesar's Legion to attack Hoover Dam.
I'd like to ask you some questions.
What did you want to discuss?
How will the NCR defend Hoover Dam?
General Oliver's strategy, or tunnel vision, as I like to call it, has been to mass troops at Hoover Dam. He wants to outfight the Legion in a straightforward slugging match, and then, when they rout, pursue and destroy them in detail. A crushing, decisive victory of this sort would overshadow the tactical ingenuity of Chief Hanlon's defense 4 years ago, you see.
So what's your battle plan?
A good deal should be obvious to you by now.
No.
I won't spoil the rest by talking out of turn.
You have absolutely no idea, do you?
What else did you want to discuss?
What are your plans for New Vegas?
I've resurrected Vegas, spirit intact. What I need now is the ability to enforce my rightful claim. Not just against Caesar's Legion, by the way. In fact, the NCR is a more present and insidious threat.
How do you intend to force your claim on the city?
To enforce, one must have force, a position of strength. Years ago, when I detected NCR scouts roaming the Mojave, I could tell from their uniforms that these were no mere tribesmen. I knew it was only a matter of time before an army appeared to take control of the dam, and I knew my Securitrons wouldn't be enough to oppose them. And so I recruited the 3 families. Vegas belongs to me because I mustered enough strength to bring the NCR to the bargaining table.
Wasn't the NCR's army big enough to defeat your Securitrons and the 3 families?
Indeed it was, and still is, but not without taking significant casualties. Would Kimball and Oliver have traded the lives of hundreds of soldiers for absolute control of Hoover Dam? Oh, yes. They weren't afraid of me. They were afraid of Caesar, that attacking me would leave them vulnerable to a Legion offensive. And so they negotiated, not out of the kindness of their hearts, as they try to make it seem, because the calculus of power left no other choice.
What were your terms for your treaty with the NCR?
NCR forces were permitted to occupy Hoover Dam and establish a military base at McCarran Airport. Well, it used to be one. They recognized my sovereignty over the Vegas Strip and agreed to supply electricity and water once their engineers repaired the dam. Written into the treaty were provisions that the NCR do nothing to prevent its soldiers and civilians from visiting the Strip. That's how I harnessed the NCR to my endeavor. Their occupation has been the engine of my growing economy.
You would go to war against the NCR?
The salient issue is that they will go to war with me, if given the chance. There's just one reason why the NCR hasn't contrived some outrage to justify invading the Strip. Caesar's Legion. The final battle between those 2 armies is fast approaching. I can't afford to let either side win on their terms. What else?
What was Vegas like before the war?
It was a place of splendor. As magnificent as today's Strip may seem, it's but a shadow of the neon paradise that was Las Vegas. I grew up not far from here, and though I traveled the old world extensively, I never found another place like it.
You say that you saved Las Vegas. How did you do it?
By 2065, I deemed it a mathematical certainty that an atomic war would devastate the Earth within 15 years. Every projection I ran confirmed it. I knew I couldn't save the world, nor did I care to, but I could save Vegas, and in the process, perhaps save mankind. I set to work immediately. I thought I had plenty of time to prepare. As it turned out, I was 20 hours short.
What preparations did you make to save Vegas?
On the day of the Great War, 77 atomic warheads targeted Las Vegas and its surrounding areas. My networked mainframes were able to predict and force transmit disarm code subsets to 59 warheads, neutralizing them before impact. Laser cannons mounted on the roof of the Lucky 38 destroyed another 9 warheads. The rest got through, though none hit the city itself. A suboptimal performance, admittedly. If only the platinum chip had arrived a day sooner.
Why didn't the platinum chip arrive on time?
The platinum chip was printed in Sunnyvale, California on October 22nd, 2077, the day before the Great War. It was to have been delivered by courier the following afternoon, but by then, the world had ended. The chip contained vital software upgrades, but not just for my Securitrons. Every aspect of the missile defense grid would have been upgraded too. Given that I had to make do with buggy software, the outcome could have been worse. I nearly died as it was.
How did you nearly die?
Software glitches set off a cascade of system crashes. I had to take the Lucky 38's reactor offline, lest it melt down. For nearly 5 years, I battled power outages and more system crashes until I finally managed to reboot my data core with an older version of the OS. I spent the next few decades in a veritable coma, but I survived, obviously, and eventually thrived.
Talk about something else?
What?
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
So, I think it's safe to say we can officially now cut ties with Mr. House. Huh, 18 grand. Let's put some of this in a bank. Well, that's what I call the desk now. The desk is going to be the bank. Goes now. $13,650. Never carry more than 5 grand on me. Okay. Now, that plastic explosive we're going to keep a hold of. The service rifle. I can sell that on to the gun runners. Oh baby, I'm going to keep a hold of. Because, I don't know whether or not we should get Lily's help. Need to get some more ammo for the what's it called? The oh god, I forgot the name of the sodding weapon. What's it called? Anti-material rifle. That's it.
Let's hit the road.
Missing scrap electronics. I'm quite happy with like my little setup I've done here. It's Benny's gun. There's Dinky. Chalk's headdress. She's embrace. My war club. And other things. Okay. Sleep for a little bit. December the 13th, 2281. Fly slider. Purified water. Okay. Yeah, they're following me. Yeah, silver service rifle. God, why am I carrying that thing? Don't want that. Sell that to the gun runners. In fact, I'll do that.
Feels good not to have to drag a Brahmin train across the Mojave.
Welcome, sir or madam.
Okay, checking the time. Okay, done over an hour. You know what? This seems like a convenient place to stop, and we've come full circle. We end the Let's Play where we started, outside the gun runners. Well, we moved the story along a little bit. We've turned the platinum chip back into Mr. House. We got all the remaining snow globes, and we've also helped retired Enclave scientists to find a cure for Nightkin schizophrenia that they get from their stealth boys. So, what will happen next time? If you're enjoying this Let's Play series, please give this video a thumbs up and please subscribe if you haven't already. You can follow me on Twitter at SandyBFox. Tune in again next time for another exciting adventure of Mr. Jammy B'Stard, the luckiest son of a bitch who's ever walked the Mojave wasteland. Same Fallout time, same Fallout channel. Hello!